Good day, everyone. Welcome back to V-Class TV. This is Teacher Jackie. Join me as we take the first lesson in English for Quarter 1 about comprehending literary texts. For this week, we will focus on the following objectives. Welcome to Day 1. Let's begin our lesson with a short recap of what you learned from Grade 3. Let's review first. Have you gone through the story The Monkey and the Turtle? If you haven't heard about this story in your previous grades, feel free to read and watch the story with me. The link is provided in the description box of this video lesson below. Now, with this story, let's try to answer the following questions. Who are the characters in the story? What problem did the characters encounter? What was the most memorable part of the story? And what lesson does the story teach us? Now, let us try to compare your answers to the ones listed here. Number 1, who are the characters in the story? The answer could be the characters in the story are the monkey and the turtle. Number 2, what problem did the characters encounter? The characters had a problem with the banana they planted. First, the monkey's banana died. Second, the turtle could not climb up the banana to pick up its fruit. What was the most memorable part of the story? Well, for me, the most memorable part of the story was when the monkey threw the turtle into the river, thinking it would drown. What lesson does the story teach us? The story teaches us lessons of sharing what we have with others and not abusing the kindness of the ones who share. Now you might be divided into groups, and each group would need a cartolina or manila paper, marker, and a dictionary so that you can work on the word family tree. So, you are given a word to accomplish. You are going to present your work to the class after you put in the dictionary meaning of the word, synonyms, a sentence where you found this word, and then your own sentence using the word. Here are the words that will be given to your group. The first one we have deeper, deeper, parched, parched, spill, spill, refreshed, refreshed, unselfish, unselfish. Now, you can start working with your group. Before you start with the group activity, I suggest that you will assign roles with your group first. For example, you will assign a leader, a secretary, reporters, and then of course, the members. You may follow the following task card for ease. Now, complete this word family tree as a group. Present your work to the class. Please ask questions if there are some terms that you fail to understand. Welcome to Day 2. Today, we are going to focus on the elements of the story. Stories have characters, settings, series of events, and moral lessons. Today, we are going to observe these elements with the story The Legend of the Deeper. Have you ever tried watching the stars in the sky at night? Have you noticed some patterns among the stars? If you haven't, try to observe this photo. Today, I am going to take you to the stars with the story The Legend of the Deeper. The pattern that you see is the constellation Big Dipper. Get ready for the legend to unfold. The legend of the Deeper, a kind act is often its own reward. There had been no rain in the land for a very long time. It was so hot and dry that the land was parched and brown, and even the big strong trees were dying. The water dried up in the creeks and the fountains stopped bubbling. Here are some questions for you. What could the people feel in this kind of setting? What makes you say that? What do you think would be the problem of the main character, who is a little girl? All the people and creatures were so thirsty. Everyone felt weak. There was one little girl whose mother grew very ill. "I must have a drink of clear cold water," cried the mother as she lay in bed, so weak and suffering from thirst. What do you think the little girl will do? Why do you think so? The little girl took her tin dipper and began her search for water in the dark night. By and by, she found a tiny little spring up on a mountainside. It was almost dry. The water dropped ever so slowly from under the rock. The girl held her dipper carefully and caught the drops. She waited a long time until the dipper was full of water. Then she started down the mountain, holding the dipper carefully, for she didn't want to spill a single drop. Question: what made it difficult for the little girl to get water? Do you think she will have an easy time on her way back home? What do you think will happen next? On the way, she passed a poor little dog who had been following her. The dog was panting for breath and was so thirsty. I have a question. What do you think the little girl will do? Why do you think so? The little girl looked at her dipper, then poured some water into her hand and held it down for the little dog. He lapped it up quickly and felt so refreshed. The little girl didn't notice, but her tin dipper had changed into a silver dipper and was just as full of water as it had been before. Another question. Why do you think the tin dipper turned into silver? The little girl started on again, hurrying very fast, for she remembered how much her mother needed her. But she had not gone very far when she met a stranger in the road. He was tall, and his eyes looked down with a wonderful smile into the little girl's face. He begged for a drink of the clear, cold water. Question: what do you think the little girl will do? Why do you think so? What will happen next? The little girl thought that her mother told her to always be kind to strangers, so she held the water up to the stranger. Suddenly, as the stranger drank, the silver dipper was changed into gold, full to the brim with sparkling water. Question: why do you think the silver dipper turned into gold? What will happen next? The little girl hurried along as fast as she could go. She was so tired and thirsty, but she would never take a drink herself. Her mother needs all the water that was left. She finally arrived home, and then came the greatest wonder of all. What do you think will happen next? The little girl held the gold dipper to her mother's lip, and as the mother drank, she became well and strong once more, and the gold dipper was changed to a diamond dipper, shining and glittering with gems. The diamond dipper left the little girl's fingers to shine up in the sky. It shines every night to remind all little children that there was this little girl who was brave, kind, and unselfish. I have more comprehension questions for you. 1. What makes the girl brave? 2. What makes the little girl kind and unselfish? 3. Which part of the story do you like best?
What your class should be, it's V Class TV. teacher Jackie.
Welcome to day 3. Today, we will focus on the story map. But before we proceed to our activity today, let us watch a video explaining what a story map is. Please get ready with your notebook and pen. Take note of the details that make sense with you.
Hey, do you want to come with me? I'm going to the big plot mountain. It's how a story should be. It has always been the big plot mountain. Do you know where to start the play? The foot of the hill, the introduction. It's the place and time to be, and you will know who'll be with me. Hey, hey, come with me. Let's go to the big plot mountain. Hey, hey, can't you see? I'm going to the big plot mountain. Yes, as we go along, something happens. Next thing you know, we have some problems. We try ways, we've got to solve them. These are what you call rise in actions. Hey, hey, come with me. Let's go to the big plot mountain. Hey, hey, can't you see? I'm going to the big plot mountain. Then at the peak, we're approaching the climax of the big plot mountain. You've gone too excited, soon we're down rolling. From falling action to resolution. Hey, hey, coming with me. Let's go to the big plot mountain. Hey, hey, can't you see? I'm going to the big plot mountain. Hey, hey, coming with me. Let's go to the big plot mountain. Hey, hey, can't you see? I'm going to the big plot mountain.
Now, let's connect the lessons we have so far with another group activity. Each group should think about the story, the legend of the deeper. Using the details from the story, complete the story map that we have here and present your work to the class. Again, you can use this task card for your group activity. Now start working with your group for the story map. Write down the characters, setting, goal, problem, the major events, and of course, the ending and the resolution of the story. Get ready to present your output to the class. After doing the activities this week, write one thing you can already do about reading a story. Just follow the format I can blank. For example, I can describe the setting. I can retell events in the story. I can predict what will happen next. So what is it that you can do now? Here are also some statements that you need to complete. When reading a story, I really like it when blank. When reading a story, I don't like it when blank. So, what is it that you like when reading a story? Welcome to day 4. Today, we will have an exciting activity together. Do you read comics? What you see here is an example of a comic strip. Here, you will see what the characters are doing and talking about through illustrations and texts. Today, you are going to do something like this. So let's do this. The New Legend of the Deeper, a comic strip. You are going to draw, the significant events in the Legend of the Deeper in comic strips. Think of a different ending and draw it in the last strip of your comics. You may use the blank comic strip here, or you make your own. What you have here is only a sample. It's better to do it on your own. I hope you enjoyed our lesson this week. For teachers who are interested with the PowerPoint presentation that I use in this video lesson, join our growing channel now. Be a member of vClass TV for exclusive access to the files that interest you. Once again, this has been Teacher Jackie. Discover, learn, have fun only at vClass TV. Goodbye!
Teacher Jackie.